Bro, have you ever had this thought? I'm working hard, so why does my life still look the same? You wake up, you go to work, you do what you're supposed to do. You try to improve yourself, you try to stay disciplined, and yet, somehow, you look at your life and think, where is all this effort taking me? Because working hard is one thing, working hard and seeing no change is another. And honestly, that can mess with your head. Maybe I'm not working hard enough. Maybe I'm not talented enough. Maybe I'm just unlucky. And after a while, you become exhausted. Not because you're lazy, because you're tired of putting in effort without seeing results. Maybe you've been at the same job for years. Maybe you've been trying to build something on the side. Maybe you've been trying to become financially stable. Maybe you've been trying to become healthier, more disciplined, or more confident. And you're thinking, how much longer am I supposed to keep doing this? I think that's a real question. Because sometimes people give you motivational advice that sounds good, but doesn't actually help. Just work harder. Don't give up. Keep grinding. But what if you're already exhausted from grinding? What if you're working hard, but moving in the wrong direction? Because effort by itself doesn't guarantee progress. You can run incredibly hard on the wrong road. Sometimes we need more than motivation. We need honesty. We need to stop and ask, is what I'm doing actually taking me where I want to go? Maybe you need a new skill. Maybe you need to change jobs. Maybe you need to leave something behind. Maybe you need to ask someone for advice. But sometimes, you may actually be doing the right things. You just haven't seen the results yet. We live in a world where everything looks immediate. You work hard today, you want results tomorrow. You start exercising, you want results next month. You start saving, you want financial freedom immediately. You start building something, you want people to notice. But real growth is often painfully slow. And this is where the Bible gives me a perspective I think we need. There was a guy called Joseph. He was a young man whose own brothers betrayed him and sold him into slavery. He spent years in circumstances he never chose. He was a slave. Then he was falsely accused and ended up in prison. Imagine doing the right thing and still ending up in a worse position. Joseph could have looked at his life and thought, none of this is working. But his story didn't end there. Eventually, Joseph was given an opportunity to use the abilities God had given him, and he rose to a position of enormous responsibility in Egypt. Now, I'm not saying every difficult season automatically ends with you becoming successful. That's not what the Bible promises. The deeper lesson is that your current results aren't always an accurate measurement of your faithfulness. Sometimes you're planting something you won't see grow for a long time. And sometimes God is doing something in you before He's doing something through you. That's difficult because we want external results. The promotion, the money, the relationship, the recognition. But God may be more concerned with the person you're becoming while you're waiting for those things. And there's another uncomfortable question. Are you working hard because you're being faithful, or because you're trying to prove something? Those can look identical from the outside. You can work 12 hours a day because you're building something meaningful, or because you desperately need to feel valuable. If your identity depends on results, every slow season feels like a personal failure. But if your identity is grounded in God, you can work hard without needing every effort to immediately validate you. You can say, I'll do my part faithfully. I'll learn. I'll improve. I'll make changes when I need to. And I'll trust God with what I can't control. Bro, if you're working hard and your life doesn't seem to be changing, don't automatically conclude that you're a failure. But don't blindly keep doing the same thing either. Stop. Look honestly at your life. Ask, what is working? What isn't? What needs to change? What am I avoiding? And what is the next faithful step. Maybe you need to work harder. Maybe you need to work differently. Maybe you need to be patient. Maybe you need to let something go. And maybe you need to trust God during a season where you can't yet see what He's doing. Your life doesn't have to change overnight for your life to be moving forward. Sometimes progress is happening underneath the surface. So keep walking, keep learning, keep adjusting, keep trusting. You may not be where you want to be yet, but that doesn't mean you're going nowhere. Sometimes the work is changing your circumstances, and sometimes the work is changing you.